It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Let's get out of here. Aye.
Hey everybody, we're going to talk about the Rapture, the season of the Rapture, Song of Solomon. I got my guitar, I'm going to sing you a little 10-second song, just a version of, you guys remember that song by Norah Jones, Come Away With Me? Well, it sounds a lot like Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 13. Let me just sing you like, 10 seconds of it. Come away with me in the night. Come away with me and I'll write you a song. And so on it goes. I'll have to just actually do that song properly sometime. But that's an old song by Norah Jones. I don't know, 20 years old, maybe like that, maybe 30. I don't even know. Something like that. But it kind of sounds like Jesus singing to us. So come away with me in the night, come away with me and I will write you a song, come away with me on a bus, come away where they can't tempt us with their lies. But anyway, it's this whole idea of Song of Solomon. And before I get into the Bible, I just want to show you where my mind is at with everything. Okay, so Song of Solomon 2:13, there's something that specifically says when the green figs, specifically the fig tree puts forth her green figs, and the vines with her tender grapes give a good smell. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. Come away. There's more to it, but the focus here is green figs. We got a lot of clues. This could be a big clue as to the timing of the rapture, and I think it is. And so, in the New Testament, we have this place called Bethphage. There's so many different ways to pronounce that, but there's two Hebrew words. There's a Beth and a Peg. So the Bethphage, or however you want to pronounce it, or Peg, like that's another way to pronounce it. So Bethpag, Bethphage. I've heard of so many different pronunciations for this, but let's just call it Bethphage for now. Well, it means house of figs or fig house. Beth means house, and that's Strong's H1004, house, and figs, peg. So that place is derived from two Hebrew words, Beth, page. Green figs is page. The cool thing about that is this is the only time in the Bible where that is used. But remember how we talked about green figs. There's two fig seasons, all right, folks? There's the spring figs and the fall figs. Fig trees produce two crops, one in the spring and one in the fall. Come away, my love, my fair one. But it's specifically pointing to the green figs, the spring figs, the Bakura figs. It's just really fascinating. So I've got all these other Bible verses in here that we're going to go and read here. So I'll just say them. It's Song of Solomon 2, Matthew 21, 18 through 22, Mark 11, Luke 19, John 15, Daniel 2, Micah 7, Jeremiah 24. We're not going to read everything really thoroughly, but the theme here is there's only one place in the Bible where this word is used once, and it's talking about the green figs, specifically the Bakura figs, which is tied to Feast of Weeks. And it's just so fascinating in the New Testament where Jesus curses the fig tree in the city or the location of the house of figs, and how this whole all kind of ties in together. All right, so let's open up the Bible now, and we'll just bounce around a bit. I'll put you a little bit over like that. So, Song of Solomon, we've got, my beloved spoke, this is verse 10, and said to me, rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter is past, clue number 1. The rain is over and done, clue number 2. The flowers appear on the earth, clue number 3. The time of singing has come, clue number 4. The voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land, clue number 5. The fig tree puts forth her green figs, clue number 6. Big clue number 6. And the vines with tender grapes give a good smell, clue number 7. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. Okay, so let's go over to Matthew 21 now. At the beginning of Matthew 21, it says, When they drew near Jerusalem and came to Bethphage, the house of figs, at the Mount of Olives, then Jesus sent 2 disciples. So this is during the triumphal entry. I'm not going to read it all, but we've got the triumphal entry. Then we've got Jesus cleanses the temple, flips some tables. And then we got the 5th fig tree withered. It says here, now in the morning he returned to the city which I believe is the house of figs. And seeing a fig tree, he was hungry, and seeing a fig tree by the road, he came to it and found nothing on it but leaves. There's my Leaf shirt. Go Leafs go, eh? Toronto Maple Leafs are doing good this year. If we're still here, you never know. This might be the year. Just a side note, this is their longest drought that they've never had a Stanley Cup since like 67 or something like that. Crazy. Anyway, hopefully we're in the clouds so we don't see all that. Okay, he was hungry, and seeing a fig tree by the road, he came to it and found nothing on it but leaves, and said to it, let no fruit grow on you ever again. Immediately the fig tree withered away. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, how did the fig tree wither away so soon? So Jesus answered and said to them, assuredly I say to you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what was done to the fig tree, but also if you say to this mountain, be removed and cast into the sea, it will be done. And whatever things you ask in prayer, believing in, you will receive. So we got this mountain being thrown into the sea. Mountains represent kingdoms, and according to Daniel 2. We might get there in this video. We'll see. Okay, so he's cursing the fig tree in the house of figs. Okay. Jesus is cursing the fig tree in the house of figs. Let's read a little bit from Mark 11. We've got the triumphal entry. We've got the fig tree withered. Here's this really special thing here. Mark 11, verse 12. Now the next day when they had come out of Bethany, he was hungry, and seeing from afar a fig tree having leaves, he went to see if perhaps he would find something on it. When he came to it, he found nothing but leaves. But for it was not the season for figs. Okay, so it says here, for it was not the season for figs. That's a big deal. It was not the season for figs. So when is the season for figs? He was looking for the bakura. He was looking for that green fig. But we know that Passover is not the season for figs. That's what I'm getting at here. Passover is not this season. Passover is not the season to come away. The season to come away is when the green figs show up, when those spring figs show up, when the bakura shows up. That's when I believe he wants us to come away. Very specific. In my video before this, it was they called that crop the bakura crop, which is tied to, it's the feminine version of the first fruits in Leviticus 23:17 when it talks about Feast of Weeks. And we know that in Mark 11 verse 13, it's not the season for figs. Passover, the triumphal entry time, not the season. That's what the Bible says. Going over to Luke 19, the cursing of the fig tree is not in here, but we know it's the same time frame because it's the triumphal entry. And look at this. Look at this. It doesn't even mention the cursing of the fig tree in this passage. But look what it does say. Luke 19:44. And level, he's weeping over Jerusalem. But verse 44 says, and level you and your children within you to the ground, and they will not leave in you one stone upon another. Why? So he's bringing judgment. He's weeping over Jerusalem. Why? Because you did not know the time of your visitation. This is actually kind of a crazy verse. I'm going to read verse 43. 4 days will come upon you when your enemies will build an embankment around you, surround you, and close you on every side, and level you and your children with you. Why? Because you did not know the time of your visitation. Here we are waiting for the time of our visitation. Do you think Jesus wants us to be looking or not? I think he wants us to be looking, okay? I think he wants us to watch and be observant and be really longing for his appearing. He was actually disappointed that they were rejecting him as their Messiah, but he's also saying because you did not know the time of your visitation. They should have known from the book of Daniel that he was coming. Such a fascinating verse placed in the same context as when he cursed the fig tree. So let's do a little pause here. So we know that the fig tree is connected with Israel. Most eschatology students would understand that. So we don't need to go down that road. Fig tree representing Israel. But just take it one step further now. And just think about all of ourselves as a fig tree. And, we all, in John 15, it talks about us being the branches and he is the vine. Right? It says that in John 15. I'll read that. It says, I am the true vine and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. This whole passage is amazing in John 15. But think of all ourselves as a fig tree, just for a moment here. And Jesus cursed the fig tree that didn't have fruit. So when Jesus comes, is he going to see fruit on your tree? And this is an individual question. Don't look at other people's fig trees right now. Look at your own fig tree. And when Jesus comes, is he going to see fruit on my tree? And ask that to yourself. And do I have fruit on my tree? Do I have the fruit of the Spirit? That's according to Galatians 5. What does it say here? But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. 1 Corinthians talks about what's the most important thing? Love. Love is above everything else. So when Jesus shows up, is he going to be like cursing my fig tree? Or is he going to be seeing fruit on my fig tree? And that's the question I encourage all of you guys to ask. And so there's more in the Old Testament too. I'll go to those verses. Jeremiah 24. This is the sign of the two baskets. But let me zone in on Jeremiah 24 verse 2. One basket had very good figs, like the figs that are first ripe. Okay? And that word, I'm pretty sure, is bakura. Let me go check. Yeah, Jeremiah 24:2, first ripe bakura. And that's how it sounds as the first fruits. That's during the type of Feast of Weeks. The time of judgment, comparing the two baskets of figs in Jeremiah 24 is specifically the early figs. The spring figs was the good figs, and the other ones were the bad ones that they couldn't eat. And then there's all this judgment in Jeremiah 24 and 25 on the bad figs. But the good figs, the bakura, were set apart. We find this other theme here in Micah 7, verse 1. This same kind of thing. It says, woe is me, for I am like those who gather summer fruits, like those who glean vintage grapes. There is no cluster to eat of the first ripe fruit. The first ripe fruit. And let me go see. That's also that same word. Here we go. H1063, bakura, the early fig. All right, so to sum it all up, come away with me. Come away with me. When? During the green figs, the spring figs. The spring figs that are in late May, early June, tied with Feast 2 weeks. He's giving us specific time. He's telling us in Mark 11 that the fig tree does not produce figs during Passover. Triumphal entry. No, that's not when that Song of Solomon is talking about. We all love Song of Solomon right around now. We always pull up those books like, yeah, it's the spring, summertime. And then when it passes, we always go, let's just put that on the shelf and forget about that chapter. So I believe, guys, as you know, that I believe we are the two wave loaves. I believe we're the two wave loaves. I'll get these again. And I believe that's us. Leviticus 23:17. That word bakura was the game changer last year in my mind. I believe we are the first fruits. I believe Jesus is giving us a massive clue, specifically pointing us to the Feast 2 weeks. Leviticus 23 says they are the Lord's appointed times with mankind, essentially. They're not Jewish feast days. They're his appointed times with mankind. And we are partakers of what he's already designed in his plan. He's written the end from the beginning. And so I think that Song of Solomon, like I said, is really pointing specifically to a very specific season. Very specific season. And I think the clues are all there. And again, one last thing to examine your own heart. And will you have figs on your fig tree? But secondly, God is a God of love. Song of Solomon is a very lovey book. It's a very romantic book. You won't understand the rapture unless you understand a glimpse of the heart of our Father. He's loving, he's caring, he's kind, he's merciful, he always warns. And part of his identity is salvation. It's a rescue. This is a rescue plan. And so leave you with that, but I really think that the timing of the rapture is tied with this. And I also think that there's judgment on those at this season as well. So if you do not believe in Christ, if you don't believe what happened on Passover, there's a curse on us as individuals. We are not entering heaven without believing on what happened during Passover. And Jesus cursed the fig tree. So just go a little bit above Israel here and just think of yourself as a tree. Are you going to be accepted by Jesus, or are you going to be rejected? The only way that you're rejected is if you deny what he did during that Passover week. So is there a blessing coming to your life, or is there a cursing coming to your life? I pray that you enter into a relationship with Jesus Christ. I pray that you understand what he did on the cross, Passover, nearly 2,000 years ago. And I pray that you believe in your heart what he did for you on the cross. Get tight with Christ. Romans 10:9-13. And hopefully you'll be coming away with him. I don't know if this is the year. I hope this is the year. Time will tell. I'm just speculating like everybody else. But I'm super excited. And because I feel like he could very well come this year, all hands on deck. It's important that you guys know what Jesus did for you. Okay, I might be rambling too much here. I love you guys very much. Peg, that's the Hebrew word. H6291, green figs. Okay, go Jesus go, one day closer. Adios, muchachos.